Hello and a very warm welcome. Thank you, Pranavi, for joining in. Today we are diving into chapter number 8, which talks about it is my intention to live my life on purpose. Um, do you resonate with this topic? Would you say that you also have this intention to live your life on purpose?
Yes, Karishma, because I mean, everyone is born with a purpose, and it's our duty to analyze ourselves and get the clarity about the purpose we are born for. So, yes, and you need to work on it. That itself is the real peace and the bliss in a person's life. That's my feeling.
Amazing. True, very true. I also agree with it. Those who fail Those who have failed to work towards the truth have missed the purpose of living, says Buddha. And Sivananda says, your sole business in life is to attain God realization. All else is useless and worthless. When I read such things now, I also start pondering, why am I doing what I'm doing? Should I be even doing it? Or should I stop doing it and just, get into my meditative states and, achieve that space? But then I'm like, if there was a calling, I think that also could be a purpose. Uh,
That's what, Karishma, you should analyze it for hours and hours. But once if you get that clarity, that gut, that this is the purpose, then whatever doubts you have, like you need to just ignore because our mind keeps on cheating us every minute and every second, Karishma. So, yeah, that is something natural in every human being, I think.
no, whenever, I'm talking to my mom or I'm talking to somebody else who talks on these spiritual talks, right? I feel that, oh my God, am I, I was a homemaker. God had made me a homemaker so that I could devote my time in his bhakti and puja. And what am I doing? Am I taking some kind of a panga around there?
Exactly, Karishma. Exactly. When I was in my engineering days, I used to stay in hostel. So with lot of I used to climb the walls and then come out without taking the warden's permission to attend satsangs and all. And whenever I used to see the people around, I used to think that for God's sake, if I get married and if I have free time in my hands, I would definitely devote for the spiritual work. I still remember those days. How valuable was that for me? So now, though, I don't have any doubts on me anymore. I will feel that God has given this time for me to work on myself. Maybe from how many Janmas I was praying for Him, I don't know. Because there are people I do see in ashram, like they wanted to literally work on themselves and they wanted to grow a lot, but then their daily schedule would really disturb them a lot, Karishma. So we should be blessed that don't know from how many Janmas we were in the praying mode to get this particular Janma to devote for the self realization.
So I stay in that dilemma still. I don't know when is it going to, uncover the wheels and all for me to understand what is it that I want to do, whether I want to go on that journey or I want to continue with this one. Chalo,
Why
jab
can't you take both of them, Karishma? I mean, why can't you? Why
हाँ
can't you
मतलब
handle both?
वो तो चला ही रही है but then they also say ना कि एक कश्ती
Yo,
if you have both legs in two boats you are bound to drown.
true, 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 true. It's
So
not that one path is spiritual and one path is not spiritual, no, Karishma. What
yes,
I feel is whenever you read the self help books and all, they are the motivators to work on your real purpose. So
yes.
I think these both channels are unified channels. It's not that one is going in the south direction and other is going in the west direction.
Yeah, that is the only reason that I'm, holding myself into the space that okay, let me see, because I see a lot of growth happening into my own being. So I feel that, okay, maybe this growth is meant to happen for me to, uh, for me to be more committed towards God realization.
Yeah, and in turn, Karishma, I think I read in this book only, I guess. There are few activities called as low intensity activities or the low intensity frequencies, like going to pub oftenly, going into the gossiping batch oftenly. These are the things, as you said, no, you're taking one boat in the spiritual direction and the other boat in this direction. So
Yes.
that is the place where you need to feel confused, or you should get that original clarity, or either you should have that stamina to maintain both the spheres. So these two are the opposite spheres, Karishma, because I struggled a lot on this field. That's why I'm telling you very clearly, because I am a person who would go out and socialize with other people as well.
Mm.
But then I can't go to their peaks of, going and drinking and dancing, pubbing and all. But then I would sit in that group. But I know for sure that what I'm doing there. Morning, I'm meditating, and in the evening, is it necessary for me to involve in this kind of groups? Because both are opposite, no, Karishma. One
Mm.
is a highest frequency, and the second is the lowest frequency.
So,
So that duality is happening in me, but then I can avoid to a certain extent, but totally I can't avoid. So that kind of thing you're not doing, no, Karishma. You are working on your sadhana, and at the same time you're also motivating yourself with the help of self-help books. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know that I have answered your question or whatever.
nahi, nahi, absolutely. I also feel the same, and that is why I feel that, all right, while I'm doing all of this, at least I'm staying away from the gossips and faltu ki
Yes.
chit chit, pick, pick, blah, 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 blah. I'm
Yes.
so much away from it. I'm into this, I'm fully into it. I'm like
Yes.
thinking, what more can I learn? What can I read? What is it that can help me improve better? And to be honest, this book that we read, The Courage to be Disliked, it has shifted so many things inside of me that, if somebody even tells me na ki you don't know, you don't understand, this is how the things need to be, and this and that, I'm like, oh my God, okay. I
Yeah, these days I'm just giving a signal to myself that it is their POV.
exactly.
End of the day, it is their POV and this is my POV. And after reading that, which book I don't remember, Karishma, you'll come to a point where that their POV is also false and our POV is also false.
Oh, yes,
Beyond,
absolutely. The only point of view that is right is that we all are one and we all are the kids of God only. We are the
that's it.
not even kids, we are the part of Him only.
Yes, yes. And there is something called as reality beyond your POV and my POV. So I'm requesting universe that you show me that truth. I don't even want to listen to my POV nor to their POV also, because nothing is a truth, no, Karishma. Because I was brought up with some domestication of thoughts, you were brought up with some domestication of thoughts. So you got a lens and I got a different lens, but both the lenses are false. That
Absolutely.
authentic lens is near the universe itself, so I'm praying for him that you get that authentic lens to me. I want to see what it is.
Hmm.
All right.
Chalo. A sense of purpose is at the very top of the pyramid of self actualization created by Abraham Maslow more than 50 years ago. Through his research, Dr. Maslow discovered that those who feel purposeful are living the highest qualities that humanity has to offer. During the many years I have been in the field of human development, motivation, and spiritual awareness, this is the topic that more people inquire about than anything else. I am repeatedly asked questions such as, how do I find my purpose? Does such a thing really exist? Why don't I know my purpose in life? Being on purpose is what the most self actualized people accomplish on their life's journey. But many individuals feel little sense of purpose and may even doubt that they have a purpose in life. Purpose and intention. The theme of this book is that intention is the force of in the universe, and that everything and everyone is connected to this invisible force. Since this is an intelligent system we are all a part of, and everything that arrives here came from that intelligence, it follows that if it wasn't supposed to be here, then it wouldn't be there here. If it was not supposed to be here, it would not be here. And if it is here, then it is supposed to be. And that's enough for me. The very fact of that your existence indicates that you have a purpose. As I mentioned, the key question for most of us is, what is my purpose? And I hear that question in as many forms as there are people wondering about it. What am I supposed to be doing? Should I be an architect, a florist, a veterinarian? Should I help people or fix automobiles? Am I supposed to have a family or be in a jungle saving chimpanzees? We are befuddled by the endless number of options available to us and wonder whether we are doing the right thing. In this chapter, I urge you to forget these questions. Move instead to the place of faith and trust in the universal mind of intention, remembering that you emanated from this mind and that you are a piece of it at all times. Intention and purpose are as beautifully and naturally intertwined as the double helix of your DNA. There are no accidents. You are here for a purpose that you signed up before you entered the world of particles and form. Many of the things that you refer to as a problems results from the fact that you are disconnected from the intention and therefore unaware of your true spiritual identity. The process of polishing that connecting link and reconnecting is basic to your intention to live your life on purpose. As you cleanse this link, you will make two very important discoveries. First, you will discover that your purpose is not as much about what you do as it is about how you feel. How? Your second discovery will be that feeling purposeful activates your power of intention to create anything that is consistent with the seven phases of intention. Wow, this is the first one was truly, like touched my heart. You will discover that your purpose is not as much about what you do as it is about how you feel. And the second discovery will be feeling purposeful activates your power of intention to create anything that is consistent with the seven phases of intention. Hello, Mamta. Thank you for joining in. And Pranavi and Mamta, do you want to share anything on these two things? Pranavi, do you want to share anything?
Nothing much, Karishma, because it's all clearly said, and yeah, I already got connected to this concept of thinking. So, yeah.
अच्छा ममता के तो घर में शांति हो चुकी होगी ना, सब सो रहे हो. Mamta is saying not much. Okay. Feeling purposeful. अभी feeling purposeful क्या है? In response to the question, what should I do with my life? I suggest that there is only one thing you can do with it. Since you came into this life with nothing and you will leave with nothing, you can give it away. You will feel most on purpose when you are giving your life away by serving others. When you are giving to others, to your planet, and to your source, you are being purposeful. Whatever it is that you choose to do, if you are motivated to be of service to others while being authentically detached from the outcome, you will feel on purpose, regardless of how much abundance flows back to you. Wow. Whatever it is that you choose to do, if you are motivated to be of service to others while being authentically detached from the outcome, you will feel on purpose regardless of how much abundance flows back to you. So, your intention is to live your life on purpose. And what is the spiritual source like in this regard? It is perpetually in the process of giving its life force away to create something from nothing. When you do the same, regardless of what you are giving or creating, you are in harmony with intention. You are then on purpose, just as the universal mind is always acting purposefully. Take this one step further. Does the universal source of all life have to think about what it's doing with its power? Is it concerned with bringing in gazelles or centipedes? Does it concern itself with where it lives and what it ultimately creates? No. Your source is simply in the business of expressing itself through the 7 phases of intention. The details are taken care of automatically. Likewise, your feelings of being on purpose in your life flow through expression of the 7 phases of intention. Allow yourself to be in the a feeling place within you that's unconcerned with such things as vocational choices or doing the things you were destined to do. I'll read that again. Allow yourself to be in the feeling place within you that's unconcerned with such things as vocational choices or doing the things you were destined to do. When you are in service of others or extend kindness beyond your own boundaries, you will feel connected to your source. You will feel happy and content, knowing that you are doing the right thing. That makes sense. I get that feeling of inner completion and contentment that let me know that I am on purpose by reading my mail or hearing the comments I so frequently hear when I'm walking through airports or eating at restaurants. You changed my life, Van Dyer. You were there for me when I felt lost. This is different from receiving a royalty payment or a great review, which I also enjoy. The personal expressions of gratitude are what sustain me in knowing that I am on purpose. What do we have in the chat? Vocational choices means कि हम लोग vocational choices like क्या बोला? Do you have an answer to that as well? अभी check किया कि नहीं? Check Google. What are the vocational choices? There it is. Pranavi, do you have it in your dictionary?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Audible? Yeah, I'm audible, right? So it is telling that. Just a moment, I've gone to something else. Yeah, it is telling that vocational choices refers to the decisions individuals make about their careers, including what type of work they want to do, what education or training they need, and how they will pursue their chosen path. These choices can be influenced by various factors, including your personality, interests, values, and societal expectations. But your purpose kind of thing only.
Yeah, when we choose our purpose, when we are saying ki, nahi, this is what I want to do, and that is how I want to be.
Yeah.
Right? मेरे को इंजीनियरिंग करनी है, मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है, मुझे ये बनना है, this and that. Thank you, Pranavi, for saving us here.
Yeah.
Outside of my chosen occupation, I feel purposeful in the myriad of ways virtually every single day. When I extend assistance to someone in need, when I take a moment or cheer up a gruntled employee in a restaurant or a store, when I make a child laugh who sits otherwise ignored in a stroller, or even when I pick up a piece of litter and place it in the trash can, I feel that I am giving myself away and as such feel purposeful. Essentially, what I am saying is stay on purpose by expressing the seven phases of intention, and the details will find you. You will never have to ask what your purpose is and how to find it. But I don't know. Um, is it true? Is it true that everybody will find themselves to be purposeful if they are picking up the litter, or they are making somebody smile? Is everybody that kind of a person?
See, it's like Karishma. These are all the tips which the which actually we. I mean, me, you, and Mamta. We know that from the inner child point of view, you have a certain purpose, and it is craving you to attend these sessions or whatever. So, in this particular sessions, you are knowing the tips and the tricks to get to your purpose in a shortcut. So, if
Hmm.
you are really that passionate enough to reach your purpose, you will definitely follow these seven intentions. First thing. And second thing is, whenever you cheer up the other person or whenever you make the other person smile, forget about what they are getting, but internally you are receiving the same. You're receiving that same happiness, you're receiving that same kind of consoling, and end of the day, you will suddenly realize that you are a living thing because you are somewhere adding a value to other people's life wherein a non-living thing cannot do. So once you get connected to that the being of life or being a person, that being itself is nothing but the universe. So that's why he's telling that you do your purpose, then also try to be in sync with these seven the intentions.
Phases of intention.
Yeah. So this is a shortcut. I mean, we all know that you need to be cheerful or whatever, but together he has given a package to us. So if you are in constant remembrance with this, it definitely works, Karishma. That's what I feel. Even you can share your opinion as well because I can think from your POV as well.
Your POV or my POV does not make sense. We were just talking,
Yeah, yeah,
POV of that person. The creator only matters.
yeah.
And no, but this is just a question that, arised while I was reading this, that all right, we understand that, if we are giving a little more of ourselves to the society, it might give us the joy, the feeling of being purposeful. But not everybody would be like that. That's all that I wanted to understand. But yeah, whatever it is, why should I be concerned about others? I should be concerned about my
That
own
is
self.
what no, Karishma. See, I keep seeing in my sessions where people do misuse me as well.
Mm.
So I previously I used to get angry, but now though, while paying gratitude to them at the end of the session, I would tell right in front of them that thank you so much for all the divine souls who have helped me to evolve spiritually. So whatever it is their tendency or whatever, but end of the day in that particular group, I think I'm adding value to the people who want to stay fit. I'm motivating the people who want to stay fit mentally, physically, and spiritually as well. So, among 10 people, obviously, 8 are very much thankful to me, and I'm also thankful to them because I have seen situations where even if the students are not there, the purpose of the trainer will always be not totally fulfilled. So I know the value of them in my view also. So I'll feel very thankful to them because if you really don't have that particular group, you just can't sit all alone and train the environment around, right? So you should feel thankful to them that at least their physical presence is adding something or the other value to the peers
They're
as well.
giving you a chance to serve,
Yes.
to give yourself a little more to the.
Yeah. And trust me, Karishma, from past 5 days, I guess, 1 week, I guess, that I have told to them that I'm having back to back parties. Please excuse me. I would start taking the sessions from Monday.
Yeah.
But this whole 1 week, trust me, I'm vibrating at a very low frequency because seriously, I'm not having that motivation to get up early in the morning because I don't have any souls waiting for me. So that waiting of souls is also grateful from the universe to us because it is helping us to serve our purpose. So I think I'm a little crazy girl, but then I'm just sharing my views to you,
Trust
Karishma.
me, you get used to it. Whenever I also cancel any of my sessions, I feel that hollowness inside of me. Oh God, आज तो ये भी नहीं किया, एक यही तो काम करती हूँ वो भी नहीं किया. Oh
True, true,
God.
true. And that gives a sense of purpose, Karishma.
Yes.
So I can,
ममता बेचारी अकेले लगी हुई है. No, agree, same with me. I hear you, Mamta. I love you. Mwah. God bless you. All right.
yeah,
Your purpose will find you. In
I'll
the
just try to read Karishma.
Yes,
I'll
please.
just a moment, yeah. Your purpose will find you. In a previous chapter, I reviewed the obstacles to connecting to intention and pointing out that our thoughts are one of the major roadblocks. I stressed that we become what we think about all day long. What thoughts do you have that inhibit you from feeling as if you are on purpose in your life? For instance, if you think that you are separate from your purpose and that you are drifting without direction through your life, then that's precisely what you will attract. Suppose instead that you know this is a purposeful universe where your thoughts, emotions, and actions are a part of your free will and are all connected to the power of intention. Suppose that your thoughts of being purposeless and aimless are really a part of your purpose. Just as the thought of losing someone you love makes you love them even more, or an illness makes you treasure your health, suppose that it takes the thought of your unimportance to make you realize your value. When you're awake enough to question your purpose and ask how to connect to it, you are being prodded by the power of intention. The very act of questioning why you are here is an indication that your thoughts are nudging you to reconnect to the field of intention. What's the source of your thoughts about your purpose? Why do you want to feel purposeful? Why is a sense of purpose considered the highest attribute of a fully functioning person? The source of thought is an infinite reservoir of energy and intelligence. In a sense, thoughts about your purpose are really your purpose trying to reconnect to you. This infinite reservoir of loving, kind, creative, abundant energy grew out of the originating intelligence and is stimulating you to express the universal mind in your own unique way. Reread the two display quotes at the beginning of this chapter. Buddha refers to the truth, and Sivananda suggests that God realization is our true purpose. This entire book is dedicated to connecting to the power of intention and letting go of ego, which tries to make us believe that we are separate from our divine originating source and tries to separate us from realizing the ultimate truth. This ultimate truth is the source of your thoughts. That inner beingness knows why you're here, but your ego prods you to chase after money, prestige, popularity, and sensory pleasures and miss the purpose of living. You may feel sated and gain reputation, but inside there is that gnawing feeling typified by the old Peggy Lee song. Is that all there is? Focusing on the demands of the ego leaves you feeling unfulfilled. Deep within you, at the level of your being is what you were intended to become, to accomplish, and to be. In that inner placeless place, you're connected to the power of intention. It will find you. Make a conscious effort to contact it and listen. Practice being what you are at the source of your soul. Go to your soul level where intention and purpose fit together so perfectly that you achieve the epiphany. The meaning of epiphany is moment of sudden understanding. So, where the intention and purpose fit together so perfectly that you achieve the epiphany of simply knowing this is it.
Wow. So while Pranavi was reading this, this is what I, remembered from the satsang that I go to. It is said
Yeah.
that, just like when the movie is directed, अरे प्रणवी का कैमरा ऑफ हो गया. अभी ऑन हो गया. गुड.
Oh, stop the video. Oh, yeah.
अरे प्रणवी का फिर बंद हो गया कैमरा. आई वाज एंजॉयing today. I have Pranavi on the face to
Oh,
face.
really? From that time it was open? Oh
Yes.
my God. I feel so shy. Anyhow, yeah.
So I remember that there was a story that I have heard in the satsangs as well, that
Mm-hmm.
how, you know, uh, when a picture is directed, there is a hero, there is a heroine, there is general public, there is a villain, there are some people who are just the hawkers or shopkeepers or this and that, and mummy, papa, bahu, beti, something, something. Everybody has their own roles to play. And that is what makes the movie interesting, right? That is
Yeah.
how we have been placed on this earth. We all are also playing a play wherein we all have been given some role to play. And that is our purpose, maybe. And, and because life will be so predictable and life would be so boring if we knew that no matter what I do, this is the result that is going to happen. No matter what I say or do, this person is going to react this way. It would not be a beautiful space to be in. Only when I know what is darkness, I appreciate the light. Only because I know how the summers are, I appreciate the winters. Only when I know that in the night I have darkness, I appreciate the mornings when there is a sunrise. So every human being is made just to understand that this is this kind of person and this kind of person. If you do not appreciate your own being, go and check out the beggars and you will be so much grateful that, oh my God, if the beggar goes out and there is the story which they tell, he, when the beggar was cursing that, oh my God, I have been made a beggar and this and that, he saw a man without feet. And he was like, oh my God, शुक्र आना है कि मेरे पास दोनों पैर तो हैं. And then this man without feet was just thinking ki, oh my God, I don't know, Bhagwan ne mere sath kya kar diya. And all of a sudden he sees a person who was on the clutches on the both sides, and he does not have, he has his limbs cut. And this person is crying ki, hi, mere paas to ye nahi hai. And all of a sudden he sees a person who does not have any of his limbs, no arms, no legs. And then this is like, oh my God. And then when that person is crying, he sees a dead body, and then he's like, God, shukr hai ki I'm alive. So everybody has a role to play. Everybody is solving some purpose in somebody's life. So we all are living some purpose, but I believe that chalo, if we are looking out for purpose, that in itself is also a beautiful thing. All right. That is what I wanted to share. Do you have anything else to share? Please feel
That's
free.
really a lovely message, Karishma. That's exactly true.
Thank you.
Yeah. And coming to my understanding, as we have discussed, no, Karishma, that you told that you're traveling in the same boat. So, which path to refer?
Mm.
Here, he has told you very clearly that there is a path of ego and egolessness. Ego is again, it's like your money, your pride, and everything. Once if that is solved, still you feel hollow inside, and
Hmm.
you will not feel totally satisfied. So go deep into your soul and then meditate, and then you will just feel this is it. This is the only purpose I have.
The other day I was talking to a friend of mine and I was telling him that, um, his name is Vikas. So we were talking and we were talking about why we are not making money and this and that kind of a
Mhm.
talk was happening. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden I told him, I think whenever I started doing this, I came into the coaching business, money was never that idea that I wanted to make. I only wanted to search कि मुझे मुझे फील होना चाहिए कि हाँ मैं कुछ तो कर रही हूँ. जब तक मदर इन लॉ फादर इन लॉ थे, आई वॉज वेरी हैप्पी बिकॉज आई वॉज सर्विंग देम डे इन डे आउट. And when they went off, when they left us for the heavenly board, I was like, what am I doing? Watching the walls and waiting and waiting. It is such a pathetic life. And the moment I came into this, I started talking to people. I started listening to their sorrows and I started telling them how can they get over it and all. I all of a sudden started feeling purposeful. Money came so much later.
True.
And so
True.
I thought I was talking to him ki maybe that is why I'm not earning money because I never had the intention of earning. I only
Yes.
wanted to serve.
True. True.
All right.
So he's trying to tell that when you're back off, I mean, ego is something which tells to do all this, like going for the pride or the money or the fame or whatever. So that's why I'll be very conscious, Karishma, like which activity I'm doing. Is it an ego thing or egoless work? But I'll at least make sure that I'm balancing both the things, Karishma. Because when I go to the social parties and all, I work at a different frequency. It's
Hmm.
not intended to, but then somewhere I feel that. So actually, today I met a woman. I mean, the girl's mom. Her schedule is to just meditate. That's it. She does 2 hours of chanting in the morning, it seems. And then later, after lunch or whatever, she would go for 2 hours of meditation.
Wow.
Even on her daughter's marriage, also, she has finished her 2 hours of sadhana and then she attended the marriage. So, seeing her, I felt very interested because she doesn't belong to our this thing. It's a love marriage kind of thing.
Wow.
So, their way of thinking and our way of thinking, a lot of differences there. With
Hmm.
though she was sounding very simple and very beautiful, her knowledge and her expansion of mind was totally different. So for the first time in a social circle, I learned something regarding the power of intention and a passionate lady who is working towards her sadhana so consistently.
Wow.
So yeah, whatever. So he's telling that don't try to travel the path of the ego, try to work on that soulful purpose. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, next thing is your silent inner knowing. Esteemed psychologist and philosopher William James once wrote, in the dim background of our mind, we know, meanwhile, what we ought to be doing. But somehow we cannot start. Every moment we expect the spell to break, but it does continue, pulse after pulse, and we float with it. In my experience as a therapist and as a speaker, talking with thousands of people about their lives, I have come to the same conclusion. Somewhere buried deep within each of us is a call to purpose. It's not always rational, not always clearly delineated, and sometimes even seemingly absurd, but the knowing is there. There is a silent something within that intends you to express yourself. That something is your soul telling you to listen and connect through love, kindness, and receptivity to the power of intention. That silent inner knowing will never leave you alone. You may try to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist, but in honest, alone moments of contemplative communion with yourself, you sense the emptiness waiting for you to fill it with your music. It wants you to take the risks involved and to ignore your ego and the egos of others who tell you that an easier, safer, or more secure path is best for you. Ironically, it's not necessarily about performing a specific task or being in a certain occupation or living in a specific location. It's about sharing yourself in a creative, loving way, using the skills and interests that are inherently part of you. It can involve any activity: dancing, writing, healing, gardening, cooking, parenting, teaching, composing, singing, surfing, whatever. There is no limit to this list, but everything on the list can be done to pump up your ego or to serve others. Satisfying your ego ultimately means being unfulfilled and questioning your purpose. This is because your source is egoless and you're attempting to connect to your source where your purpose originates. If the activities on the list are in service to others, you feel the bliss of purposeful living while paradoxically attracting more of what you would like to have in your life. My daughter Ski is an example of what I'm presenting here. Ski has known science since she could first speak that she wanted to sing. It was almost as if she showed up here in the world with a destiny to sing for others. Over the years, she sung at many public appearances, first as a 4 year child, and then at every age up until now, her 21st year. She has also sung on my public television specials, and the reaction to her singing has always been gratifying. As a student immersed in a music program at a major university, Ski studied from academic and theoretical perspectives. One day in her junior year, we had a discussion that centered on her purpose and the silent inner knowing she's always had. Would you be upset? She inquired. If I left college? I just don't feel like I can do what I know I have to do by sitting in a classroom and studying music theory any longer. I just want to write my own music and sing. It's the only thing I can think about. But I don't want to disappoint you and mom. How could I, who tells his readers not to die with their music still in them, tell my 21 years old daughter to stay in a college because that's the right way? And it's what I did. I encouraged her to listen to the silent knowing that I have seen evidence of since she was a toddler and to follow her heart. As Gandhi once said, to give one's heart is to give all. This is where God exists in Ski and you. I did ask Ski to make a supreme effort to live her purpose by serving those who will listen to her music rather than focusing her attention on being famous or making money. Let the universe handle those details, I reminded her. You write and sing because you have to express what is in that beautiful heart of yours. I then asked her to think from the end and act as if all that she wanted to create for herself was already here, waiting for her to connect to it. Recently, she voiced dismay at not having her own CD out in the world, and she was acting with thoughts of not having a CD out in the world. Consequently, no CD and lots of frustration. I strongly encouraged her to start thinking from the end by seeing the studio being available, the musicians ready to collaborate with her, the CD as a finished product, and her intention as a reality. I gave her a deadline to have a CD completed that I could make available at my lectures. I told her that she could sing to these audiences as she has done sporadically in her life, as well as on my public television pledge shows. Her thinking from the end and materialized everything she needed, and the universal spirit began to work with her unbending intent. She found the studio, the musicians she needed magically appeared, and she was able to have the CD produced. Ski worked tirelessly day after day, singing her own favorites as well as several that I wanted her to sing, at my appearances, including Amazing Grace, the prayer of St. Francis, and her own composition, Lavender Fields, which she sings from deep pride and passion. And lo and behold, today her CD, This Key Has No Limits, is now out and is being offered to the public whenever she sings at my lectures. Ski's presence on the stage with me brings so much joy and love to the presentation because she as closely aligned with those seven phases of intention as any human being I have ever known. So it's no secret why this book is also dedicated to her, one of my angels of spiritual intention.
Wonderful. Let's stop it here.
Yeah.
And while he was talking about his daughter's ski, I still remember that my daughter, she was in third standard when I had put her in a summer camp,
Mhm.
and she learned chocolate making there.
Lovely.
And after that, that was a very simple, this thing. And after that, she started making chocolates, and she started experimenting with them. And she is in 12th standard now. So it has been 9 years of her journey that she has been making chocolates, and now she has started selling them as well. And people love those chocolates. And yesterday only, I was talking to her that, Angel, now you have to think about what do you want to study when you want to go to the college? And she's like,
Mhm.
I want to do the chocolates now. I'm like,
Wow.
Sachi mein? And she's
Mhm.
like, Hanji, see, and she has already she gave all the details to ChatGPT, telling ChatGPT what kind of a showroom she wants, and she has it already made, a picture made, and she has it as a wallpaper of her phone. And I
Wow.
was like, wow, this is beautiful. So let us find a college which teaches you to make the world-class chocolates. And we were then researching on that. And and she's like, ever since she was a little kid, there was somebody who came to our house, and that lady, how they keep telling the future. She said that in 12th standard, she will lose this interest of making chocolates, and then she will become a hotelier in the
Mhm.
future.
Mhm.
And I was telling my daughter that what about this lady who was telling that. So she's like, "Ah, no, it's okay, na. I can be a hotelier as well. I can do hotel management. I'll do this and I'll do chocolates along. And if chocolate remains, remains. Or otherwise, I'll have a hotel and I'll run a hotel." I'm like, "Ah, ye bhi good hai."
Yes, yes.
But she was like, "Chocolates karungi na." I'm like, "Okay, then go to Belgium and do chocolates."
True, true.
But yes, there are times when there are few kids who do communicate, who know what they want to do. And there are few
They
who,
are very much clear with their own purpose and clarity, Karishma,
yes,
right from their childhood. True.
yes. All right. Mamta, do you want to share anything? थोड़ा तो अनम्यूट करके कुछ तो बोल दो. कोई तो आवाज सुना दो. कल? Okay, कल से. All right. Pranavi, do you want to share anything before we close the session?
Mm, nothing much, Karishma, but then when I joined my elder one in the hostel, I met his language teacher, whose age was maybe 62 or 63, kind of. She's a well experienced person. And the moment I spoke, she told that you're in total rhythm. I said, what, ma'am? She said, your eye movement, your voice, and your explanation is in total rhythm. I thought that she, being a teacher, maybe in her POV, uh, I think I think she thought that I would teach well or something like that. Then I told, yes, ma'am, as you said, my voice is quite fine. I'm doing some other degree or whatever to write the exams on my music, this thing. Then she immediately told one thing, Karishma. It's not what degrees you have attained in your music, this thing. You need to sing for yourself. That is the authenticity of a person. Then immediately I released all those thoughts, Karishma, like preparing for the exams, writing for whom? for whom I wanted to show that I've cleared this music levels. People don't care how many levels I have cleared. If people who wants to listen to my voice, they don't ask me how many degrees you have cleared. If they feel that I'm soothing, they feel happy. That's it. So from that elderly person, I came to know that it's not the degrees. Degrees again comes to the field of ego and all that. So when you have your own ways to express yourself to the world, it's better to be in tune with it. Forget about how many degrees and how many levels you have and all that. So I loved that one. And one more example is my Veena instructor, instrumental instructor. She told, ma'am, whenever you used to play the music instrument, I think people would have got mesmerized seeing you, the way you have played the instrument. She said, those levels I have crossed, Pranavi. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, yeah, I craved for that fame. I craved for that popularity. But after playing it so many times, now I play for myself. So that is what that, at my music instructor's level or my son's teacher level, their way of thinking is that universe has gifted you with so many gifts, and it is asking you to express yourself out. That expressing and that letting out is first compulsory, Karishma. As you said, you wanted to serve others. Forget about what you're earning and how it is working and all that. In front of all that, your main purpose is to serve. That is, universe wants you to express yourself in that way. That is the, that inner power of intention which is residing for you for so many years. So, yeah, those things will be there. That's why you need to go deep inside and you should question yourself ki why you're feeling to do all this and what is the purpose behind it.
Hana, we started with this question only. I think, should I be doing this or not?
Yes, yes,
And
it
towards
comes
the
up.
end of the session, I'm like, ah, this is the purpose. I was feeling so hollow when I was not serving. And
Yes,
that is why I am serving. So,
true.
Pranavi, if you remember the first time I heard you
Mm-hmm,
reading,
mm-hmm.
I also asked you, Pranavi, do you sing? You have such a beautiful voice. You,
Yeah, they
yes,
say
yes,
that.
I do sing. And I was like, wow, I would like to hear you singing someday.
That is not the way, Karishma. What I mean to say is there is a certain frequency where Karishma may not catch, but the inner soul which is residing in Karishma knows it very well. Why the other person or the opposite person's the words or whatever, that inner soul knows the authenticity inside it. So everything, it's not only the singing part, Karishma, anything, any activity, any service you do, no, you get connected beyond the levels of this materialistic world, Karishma. And it is not compulsory that everyone should understand also, because it maybe you are evolved in higher levels to them or lower levels to them. We ourselves don't know in which journey or in which point of spiritual sadhana we are. So it's better to release everything, and whatever your heart says, logically, illogically, it's better to follow, because our heart never has the capacity to think at an intelligence level. It knows only its originality. So I don't know. That's why I do so many things which are not related to this world. The other day, I have met another music teacher in my community, Karishma. I said, hey, this is what I'll do, ma'am. Nothing to do. For whom I have to sing? She told, no, no. Right in front of you, you feel that you are singing for the God. Then after she told, I thought that how that thought is helpful to me. Obviously, Karishma, at least for that 15-20 minutes or half an hour, you are in total union with the universe, right? So when you know the depth and essence or the meaning of that particular song, when you're trying to feel it, feeling is again all emotions and it's all subconscious and it's all related to universe, no, Karishma. So these days I'm thinking like that. This is the logic behind it, and let people think that I am an item or an most of the people don't understand me here, Karishma, because I don't reach to their levels. That is their problem and my problem as well. So that's why I enjoy all the activities which are related to loneliness or reading books or analyzing things. So that's why I need to be very thankful to you that there is one more soul who is at least listening to me and in connecting with the universe. So yeah, thank you so much.
You so much for being here in this room, in this space. And, you know, every time, whenever, each time I have spoken about this book to my mom, I
Mm-hmm.
have actually been grateful to you. I would have
Oh,
not, picked up this book. And she knows your name now.
oh, so
There is
sweet.
this girl Pranavi who wanted to read this book, and somehow this book got the maximum votes, and we started reading. And then now she's like, I told you earlier as well that she recommended this book to one of her friends as well, and then she told
Wow.
her to talk to me what they are talking in the book reading club. I'm like, oh God, where is this all going? But thanks to you. Thank you for showing up every single day.
Yeah.
Bringing in this energy with which you're also soaking in and giving out. It is
Yes.
absolutely beautiful, and I believe that that makes this place even more divine.
Yeah, Karishma. I told the today I have saw another lady who is totally more spiritual and all. I felt that way. How much willpower I have to use, how much clarity of thinking I should have to become like this woman. So still a
Yes,
lot of journey
even
is
at a
there.
wedding, she could manage to go and do the asadhana for two
Yeah,
hours.
that
That is
yeah, that
absolutely phenomenal.
yeah, and I told that how can you sit for 2 hours? Myself sitting for 1 hour, it's becoming so this thing. She told no, my guru knows when to give what, so I don't feel. Yeah, but what I heard is like the pituitary gland, which is present inside our head, and that some pineal gland is there, Karishma,
Yeah.
wherein we have learned that if you sit more than 1 hour, that the pineal gland would get stressed to greater extent. So don't extend more than 1 hour. So that point I have asked her, and she told that no, no, my guru knows everything, and he knows when to give and what to give in that particular 2 sessions. That showed that how trust she is being on her guru. So
Wow.
loved her, Karishma. I loved her simplicity also. So yeah, there are so many souls to get inspired around us.
Yes. And we are blessed. And when we are ready to understand such people, when we are ready to receive that kind of information, is only when we get it. What you
Yes.
seek is seeking you as well.
True, Karishma. That is so.
So,
That's why I feel that somewhere blissful that don't know for how many janmas I have prayed to the universe to get this life. So at least for this life, I'm not supposed to ignore anything else. I mean, ignore all and know only a particular truth. All right.
all right, take good care of yourself, sleep well,
Yeah.
be in the divine blessings, and God bless you. Good night,
Wishing
Mamta. Good night,
wishing you the
Pranavi.
same, dear. Good night to two
God bless
beautiful
you.
souls. Yeah.
Thank you once again for
Yeah.
being here.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Mamta. Thanks, Pranavi.
Yeah. Thank you all. Bye bye.